Now, Tottenham, like many teams in the Premier League this season, have suffered with injury, but Tottenham's in particular has been awful. People have blamed Ange Postecoglou for this, and also recruitment, and as well as a heavy fixture in the Premier League and beyond. But a player in particular has suffered with injury more than most. And it is a really sad case that we're going to have to discuss today, because on the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about the problem with Micky van de Ven. And if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then drop us a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell and leave your comments down below. What's going to happen with Micky van de Ven? Yeah, I mentioned this in my reaction video to the Ipswich win the other day around Van de Ven, because basically what I've noticed in Tottenham in recent weeks is, we have improved. We've won 3 games on the bounce and we're looking a lot better because a lot of our players are coming back from injury. We're having a bit of a richer squad, which means we're being able to play Ange ball like we know it should be played. But the issue we still have is we haven't got any of our starting centre-backs. Kevin Danso has been fantastic since coming in, but the problem we have is he's now going to be playing a maximum amount of minutes. You've still got Archie Gray and Ben Davies rotating in the other position because Dragason's injured, Romero's injured, as well as Micky van de Ven. But there was an interesting report that came out a few days ago regarding Micky van de Ven, his fitness and his health, because this is now the second key injury he's had at Tottenham Hotspur. He had one last season against Chelsea, which saw him out for a while with his hamstring. He then got an injury earlier this season and was rushed back and played against Chelsea and had to come off in this game. But he then also played in the Europa League quite recently as well and came off injured and has not been seen since. So this report in The Athletic sort of talks about Van de Ven. He's still a young defender with so much potential, and he just shows so much raw speed, ability, and is also a massive part of this Tottenham team because we play a high line. We are defensively, risky. I mean, that's putting it lightly, but Micky van de Ven has shown in, the 2 years he has been here nearly, that he has helped us a lot. But this report in The Athletic, as I say, mentions his sort of physique and how he's sort of, key attributes and his strengths are also his weaknesses, which, after assessing it and reading into it, it makes a lot of sense why he might suffer from injuries in particular. So let's read through some of these quotes now. So The Athletic led with this: Tottenham want to understand Micky van de Ven's mechanics and why he is plagued by injuries, and this isn't a new problem. His old coach at Volendam explains to Jay Harris how they identified an issue in his movement and what they did. And he said, imagine a Fiat and you put a Ferrari engine in it. It would shoot out of the framework. Micky's tendons, bones and muscles must deal with the power he can generate. And that was Ruben Jonkind, Van de Ven's coach at Volendam. And we've seen it, there was that key example, the raw power, the raw strength he showed against Manchester United earlier on in the campaign, where he shot through the defence and run the whole length of the pitch to basically set up the opening goal in that game. And he does it a lot. His recovery pace is fantastic. He's been registered as one of the fastest players in the Premier League of all time, if not of the last couple of years. He is absolutely unbelievable in a foot race and beats a lot of quick players. But the problem is that takes a toll on the human body, hence why he's suffering with hamstrings. And maybe because he's developed in a certain way, his body just can't handle it. And the report goes on to suggest as well, they spoke to a doctor called Dr. Ben Rosenblatt, who also gave a few more details on his genetic makeup. So according to the report from The Athletic, Dr. Ben Rosenblatt, founder of 292 Performance, a company providing high performance support for elite athletes, explained that while an athlete's running style can be changed, making it a permanent adjustment could take a long time and might even come with risks. And speaking to the outlet, Rosenblatt said every athlete has a unique way that they can move, and that is across jumping, kicking the ball, sprinting and landing. Some tasks leave an athlete more vulnerable to injury. The biggest risk, that is, you're trying to change something which doesn't need to be changed, Dr. Rosenblatt said. We invested a huge amount of energy and effort, so you have to consider the cost benefit. Moving more effectively is always going to be good, but the amount of time, effort and energy takes is always demanding. So in the hindsight, really, and reacting to this, Van de Ven, as I say, his strength is also his weakness. He is exerting so much power in those legs, in his body, that it's becoming a detriment to him. And some will say that maybe Tottenham then have to adjust their style, because it revolves around a lot of recovery plays, a lot of covering ground, a lot of end-to-end football. We run the most. We, press high and low intensity with and without the ball. So it's a lot of stop and start. And especially in an era where Premier League football is now so stop and start with VAR checks, that is another reason for injury. And I think Glenn Hoddle actually mentioned that on TalkSport recently.
Glenn, I'm baffled by how many injuries Spurs have got and have had over the season. The training ground's magnificent. The medical facilities are brilliant. Are Tottenham overtraining, or is it just bad luck?
Well, I don't know. I'm not privy to how they train or what they train or the length of time they train. But I've got one observation now. I said it last week on TV. I think particularly the defenders at Tottenham, let's talk about Spurs. Other clubs actually play a high line as well. But nowadays, if you play a high line, and there's a lot of hamstring problems. Now, defenders back in the day, the flag would go up and they would actually probably run less than 17 sort of sprints than they're having to do today. The ball goes over the top. The linesmen, because of VAR rules, they keep the flag down. Yeah. People are sprinting. Defenders are sprinting so much more. And then the flag goes up, it's wasted energy. And their muscles are getting more tired and putting under pressure. So there is a theory on that from my point of view, that there is a lot of energy used up and muscles burnt and whatever, because you're sprinting more than any generation of defenders or back fours. And I think every club that wants to hold that high line is going to have to do that, because unless they come up with another type of rule where, I don't know, where there's a slight signal that the linesman gives that he's going to put his flag up. It's up to you whether you don't chase him or not. I don't know, but there's more sprints that defenders have to make now. Our old mates Robbo and Max.
Oh, they play one game, miss two. Play one game, miss two.
They just put their hand up, didn't they? Play offside. That was it.
So yeah, that doesn't help whatsoever. So it would seem that Van de Ven needs to be monitored. Our medical department really need to see what makes sense of him, because even when he played that first half in the Europa League a couple of weeks ago, he looked fine, but maybe it was too much too soon. Same with the Chelsea game where he returned earlier in the season. It might be too much. And same with Christian Romero, because he has not been seen for a while. They have been in and out of training, both of them, but it has become a right issue. And unless we get someone who can be of a similar calibre to Micky van de Ven, I worry about it. And it's such a shame, because there's such a good player there. I'm confident he can be good, because he has shown it in many seasons. But he's also a good leader. He's also a good, talisman for this club in a defensive point of view. And, in recent interviews and chats, he has shown just how key he is to this squad.
Turning to the side tonight, welcome back Micky van de Ven. How was it?
Yeah, unbelievable to play some minutes again. It was a long time, and I'm really happy to be back, and I'm really happy with the 3 points either.
Do you know what? There was a moment in the first half, Micky, where I saw you weirdly smiling. I was like, are you just enjoying being back out there? Are you just getting a buzz from being back out on the pitch?
Yeah. Also, when I walked out of the tunnel, it's just an unbelievable feeling to be back. You're working so hard every day in, day out to come back, and I was just a smile on my face when I came back out again.
Can you tell fans what it's been like for you? Just give them a little bit of an insight into your recovery and your rehab as well, because there's been a lot of work on your own, hasn't there?
Yeah, everything is individually. So you always go back out and go to the other pitches to work alone and see the guys working on other pitches. So yeah, it's a tough time when you're injured, to be honest. Like, you're always alone, and of course you see the guys, but when you go out, you're not with the guys, so it's always different. So yeah, difficult time, but we came through it, and hopefully I can play some more minutes now.
Micky, we'll come back to you in a moment, but can we talk about the 3 young players who've won the game tonight? That was amazing. Can you tell us what your view of it was from the subs bench?
Yeah, unbelievable feeling for the guys, of course. They work day in, day out. Every training session they give 100%, and now 3 of them get a chance. Mikey played more minutes, of course. Dane came back, but Demola made his debut. Yeah, what I say, they work every day. They work so hard. They give 100%. So I think everybody is really happy for these 3 guys to make their goal.
Can you tell us about your first 45 minutes back? How did the pace of the game feel? Did it feel familiar, comfortable? How does the injury feel, etc., etc.?
Yeah, the difference in speed, of course, is quite big with the Premier League, to be honest. But because you saw they sitting back with 11 guys around the box, so we boxed them in, and most of the time they didn't came out. So that was also really good from us. And yeah, of course, we had a lot of the ball. Normally we have the ball also in Premier League games, but yeah, the intensity is higher, everything is higher. And now you see the guys really just with 11 guys around the box, and every ball they got, they kick long.
I suppose the question that fans will want us to ask tonight is, how are you after that? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good.
There's like, you come through it absolutely fine?
Yeah, I feel good. So, yeah,
I love it.
Fine.
Roll on the weekend?
Roll on the weekend.
It's so often that your pace is applauded here, but my goodness me, that was some power on that strike. Take us through it.
Yeah, I saw Sonny get the ball, and I was thinking, like, if he pass it to me now, I'd just bang it. And I saw it flying in, and the only thing I was thinking about celebrate.
The Netherlands national soccer team. He plays for Tottenham Hotspur. Would you please welcome, it's Micky van der Ven! They're all booing you, Micky, but they want to sign you next week. Take it away, Scotty Giblin.
Thank you very much. It'll be the voice, Russ Bray, to throw first. Game on!
I do hope you mess this up, I do, honest.
He's got to stretch his hip out because he's getting old. 18. 19. And 5. 42.
42.
18. 1. And 20. 39.
Very close. He's got 41, you got 42.
Russ, are you sure you're right-handed? You want to try with your left? No, you're right. Nothing. 1. And 16 is 17. 59.
You ever play darts, mate?
20. And 20, 45.
Come on, Micky. Please.
84.
I couldn't live
You
with him
are
if he wins this.
25 behind, Russ. Oh no. 1. 3. No pressure. That is not enough. Game shot and the match to Micky!
Micky only needs 6 darts. He only needs 6 darts.
Okay, first up, what was the main reason behind signing for Tottenham?
The main reason, I spoke with the gaffer, of course, and I went to the club sometimes to watch the club, and my feeling was really good, and also the idea, the philosophy of the gaffer was really good for me. And he told me also, like, if we buy you from Wolfsburg, you're gonna play here. For me, that's really important because I'm a young guy, and of course you want to play as much minutes as possible, and of course, not in every team it's possible to play, but he gave me the trust. Like, if we buy, for sure, yeah, you're gonna play, you're gonna make your minutes, and we trust you. We know you can reach the level we think you can reach. So for me, that was the biggest thing.
So the manager a big factor, which brings us nicely on to the next one actually. A lot of people asking about Ange. We had this one that just says, how much are you loving Ange ball? So how much are you enjoying playing under Ange Postecoglou?
Yeah, I love it. It's really nice. You see the way of play, the way of how we play. Sometimes you have with trainers, like when 2-3 times the build-up goes wrong, you shoot it just out of the stadium and it's okay. You know you don't build up anymore. Yeah. But Ange is like, just we keep playing, we keep playing.
He's like that all the time? Just wants you to play all the time?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, okay, imagine if we are 1-0 up and it's minute 85, he still wants us to do the build-up and not even play a long ball or something. So I really like it. And that's also like you have more ball possession in the game, and it's also nice when you have the ball, because when you don't have the ball, you have to run the whole time.
Good point.
So yeah, so it's really nice to have the ball most of the time of the game. So yeah, I really like it.
I wanted to ask you about Ange off the pitch, because what I've noticed about him, he's obviously an amazing manager and what he's doing at Tottenham is incredible, but there seems to be such a love for him, even from non-Spurs fans, about his personality and how he is with the media. So what is he like off the pitch?
Yeah, he's really nice. What you say, he's making us feel also like a family. Every time when we have a meeting or a speech, you're really listening to him. Really listening is what he is saying, and we know what he expects from us, and we know what we have to do. And yeah, I have the feeling that everybody in the team just, every time when he gives a speech or he gives a meeting, everybody's listening like, yeah, it's true what he's saying. And I didn't have one meeting yet where I was like, no, this is not true.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to let me know in the comments down below. Are you worried about Micky van der Ven at Tottenham? Will we see him again this season? Because Ange just sort of said he might come back, or he's looking for both defenders to come back for the AZ Alkmaar game, and they could be key. And maybe this has been a good thing to let him recover and ease back in. But I am worried. I am really worried, and I want to see more of Micky van der Ven playing for Tottenham. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as I say, leave your comments. Hit that notification bell definitely, because I'll be reacting to the Manchester City game tonight. So definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, up the Spurs. See you guys then. Ciao.